All right, so the underlying energy is the devil, okay? And underneath that you have the Two of Swords. So the devil is very interesting to have in the underlying energy because it really talks about feeling trapped in your situation, trapped in your circumstances. But this is also, in a way, it can also be the process of finding your power through disempowering situations, right? You could be like in a situation where you don't feel like you have a lot of control or have a lot of rights, but in actuality, you may be in the process of finding out that you do. You may be finding out that you do have a lot of these, things standing in your way, but they're not actually standing in your way. They can actually benefit you in a great deal. I feel like most importantly, what I see with the devil card coming up is more so that there's your circumstances regarding either a connection with someone or a friendship or a situation that you have going on personally. This is not actually to actually tear you down, to make you feel worthless, to make you feel like there isn't anything you could do. As a matter of fact, this is actually showing you exactly where you are powerful, where you're the most powerful even. Now, the reason why I say that especially is because of the Three of Swords underneath. This is talking about, old issues, old situations coming back up from the past. And I really feel like this is one of those situations. Maybe there's something that's come back up, something that's made itself very apparent in your life, especially because not necessarily apparent, but some sort of situation where you've had some pain that you were dealing with, some situations regarding love, period. Or even it could be anything, right? It could be any old issue or any old past pain or anything that may have hurt you a long time ago. This is kind of in a way bringing it back up, but to help you see how much you can grow from this pain, how much you can overcome those situations, because this is the time being. And it makes sense because the heart of the reading here is the Empress, which is the challenge, and it indicates that this is about creating a beautiful utopia, creation period. If you're trying to manifest something, this could be your domestic situation because the Empress does indicate a home life. But and the reason why I would even bring up the home is because of the Nine of Pentacles as well. But I would need one more card to really indicate that, which I don't see in the stack or see in the spread. But this is also talking about creation, most importantly, creating anything that you want, having your own, sense of imagination. And it's crossed because it's crossed due to the Six of Cups, the past. The past is what's keeping you from seeing right now what exactly you are able to create. Now, it could be that the past here is keeping you from creating more from your experience, right? There could be something that you're holding on to. Now, what's very interesting, right, is that you have the Devil card and the Six of Cups. This could be that the creation aspect of your situation is pretty much solid since you do have the Nine of Pentacles. Maybe there's something more. There's something a bit more to the story that meets the eye, I feel. And what I mean is, like, it could be that there is like this a karmic connection between you and an individual, and there may be some sort of situation where I don't think you need that person to create something, but there's something here that's almost unfinished. That's just why you have the Devil card here. Now, the Devil card, it talks about karma as well, in a sense that there may be something that you're tied to that needs you to recognize, what needs to be addressed. Like the situation here, there's chains around these individuals' necks, and they probably want to go home, but they forget that the chains around their necks is not necessarily keeping them there. It's actually quite loose for them to lift over their heads. The power is less than them, pretty much. They want to leave a situation that's unpleasant, they can, but it's if they want to. Now the Empress and the Nine of Pentacles, those two kind of cards indicate utopia as being in a very safe space, away from things that can threaten their abundance in a way, or threaten their happiness. And that could be very nice at times, but it can also be very it can feel like you're not going anywhere or not progressing in any way. But this looks like a straight up love reading. Most importantly, I rambled on for like 6 minutes with this because there's a lot of I'm getting from this reading here. I feel like this is definitely talking about a soulmate connection. Some of you guys may be trying to have children and you're having a hard time conceiving, but I feel like you guys are going to be fine sooner enough. But obviously you want to go see a professional for medical help, and especially when it comes to fertility, guys. You want to see a doctor that specializes in pregnancies and things like that, like gynecologists or some sort. But I'm not entirely sure of the type of doctors out there, guys, that, you know, specialize in fertility. But I think there's something going on here regarding creating something. You want to create something, but maybe there's a past, there's a history between you and an individual that's keeping you from wanting to move forward, or maybe you want to take something to another level. Maybe there's some sort of past issues that are coming up, or past issues in general that make this relationship very hard to move on from. But that's just the thing. Maybe the situation that you may have had in the past is something you can overcome, that you can break that wall through. Like, you could just say, you know what, the past is the past. It is what it is. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Now, for some of you guys, it could be that you do, maybe you want to create something, but there may be something regarding someone else, someone new, but they remind you of somebody from the past, so you're in a gilded cage now. Because in the past, somebody offered you something. Somebody gave you a cup of love. Somebody may have communicated with you, or you communicated with them in a very emotional way. Somebody said something regarding their emotions now. Somebody communicated and gave a heart to heart. Or somebody said something. At the end of the day, this could ultimately be that this is your heart's desire. Or there's a heart's desire accumulating. This is some sort of a feeling or emotion that's been kind of, you know, helping, or, you know, leading towards a bigger picture, a bigger desire. Right now, it's just something small. Maybe it was something that you didn't see it as very serious in that moment, but it was cultivating. It was something, you know, that it was building. And that's another reason why I was starting to see, you know, maybe somebody's trying to get pregnant, because you have the Page of Cups, you have the Six of Cups, then you have the Ten of Cups. Like, you know, that's Ten of Cups is family, Pages are children, and so is the Six of Cups, because it talks about looking back at the past times of innocence. So it's very interesting. There's a lot of children that come up in this reading. I don't know if some of you guys have, maybe you guys feel like you guys can't pursue a relationship because you guys have a child or somebody like that, or there's somebody that has a family but you still want to be with them. And I feel like there's something going on with kids, okay? That's really, really big with kids. Maybe some of you guys, you know, are dealing with a single mother at this moment in time, but it makes you feel like you can't pursue something that you may want because of something else. Maybe some obligations or responsibilities that you may believe is keeping you from, you know, perhaps going for what it is that you truly want. But all in all, this is a sense of passion or desire, some sort of emotional thing that's in your cup here, that this is the foundation, what it is that you want. And it was growing here. And now you've got the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like you have reached a place of confidence, and you feel pretty stable and solid. The Empress here, though, right? Again, with the utopia, kind of being isolated, not really, you know, going outside your comfort zone. That's a nice situation. That's my dilemma. Because I mean, it would be fine here, right, if it didn't lead to the Two of Swords in the future. Now, remember, what I say that, guys, is that the future is a projected image about from where you are right now. So if you're here and this looks like this in the future, your future, this is what you believe your future looks like. A place where you can't really make a decision. You're keeping the balance, and you don't really want to make a decision because it's difficult. Or you don't want to make a move because it's difficult. You don't want to say or do something because it's difficult. It's about making a decision to just go ahead and say something. And I've always seen this card as the problem being the execution rather than the decision itself. And sometimes the decision, it can be very difficult to make, but the follow through is the harder part. But trust me, it's easier and it's faster when it's done. But the situation here is like, how do you go from feeling confident and good and solid here to being, you know, not only wanting to make a decision, not wanting to look at a situation, just keeping the balance? You know, you're trying to keep the balance. You're trying to just resist the urge to do something that you feel that you're led to do the most. Is it this relationship? Maybe you want to expand and grow and be better or do something amazing. And this person that you're with, as much as you love them, maybe they're holding you back. Maybe there's some sort of codependency situation that you're doing, that you have here regarding this partner. And as much as you want them to come with you, they may not be ready. And that's probably why the Two of Swords is coming up in the present, because you may have to look them in the face, and maybe the situation is like where you're going, they may not be able to follow, and it will take you time to, you know, to carry them to get there. You know, the devil, the Empress, that can indicate codependency in a way too. There's a lot going on in this reading, y'all. And your crowning energy is the Wheel of Fortune. So for some of you guys, you may want a second chance, another opportunity at something that maybe that you know that you have more experience with. Now, what's great about this reading though is that the situation is that the thing that's keeping you from growing is the past. And you're like, what? How is that a good thing? Well, you have the knowledge now from a situation. That's what this tells me. You've been through enough. You've been through something to know how to make an opportunity similar to this, if not exact, better with your different mindsets, with your different desires, right? You have a stable place. You know, you can stand on your own. You're you're finding your power. Though now the power is now not letting the past dictate where you go. Because perhaps, like I said, perhaps this is someone that's come around to offer you a cup, and you may be feeling very good at where you are and independent and all, but there's a hard decision to make, especially because the past is the thing that's blocking here. So there may be something that you're protective about, because your external energy here is the Seven of Wands. You're on the defense. You're not looking to kind of break free and do anything like that, because you just got to a place where you're stable. You've got to a place where you're good, you're solid. And then someone is coming around and they're like, hey, do you want to get in a relationship? I can understand your initial reaction is probably not really. But then at the same time, wait, you're Sagittarians. You are all about the experience. So to say no to a possible experience can be very difficult. Now, for some of you guys, this may not be an issue at all. For some of you guys, the past may not be the necessary reason why you're not breaking out or doing new things. It could be the reason why you even probably want to go out and experience something new, because this Nine of Pentacles is a very boring energy in itself, right? Like I feel like you guys want to create something new because you're bored where you are as well. But the past here was so great and so wonderful, but there's pains behind it too. There's hurt here. And it's like a mixture of both. It was bliss, it was perfect the way it was, but you're gonna have to recreate that, or you're gonna have to create something close. And I don't know if you feel like you can, if there's anything around you that can compare. But at the same time, I feel like the Two of Swords is like kind of knowing what it is that you want, but not sure if you can execute. Like I said before, the Devil card. What are you not seeing? Could this be the potential with someone from the past that it hurt so much that you can't get over? Well, you healed from it already. Well, you've healed from it, but the pain is still there. Well, there was a separation. Four of Swords is a temporary separation, a temporary time of rest. You don't stay in the Four of Swords state forever. Death is not forever. Ten of Swords is not forever. So that's interesting that the Four of Swords comes up. Perhaps there was a separation or some type of period of pause in the past that caused the pain in the first place. Well, the Nine of Pentacles shows stability, but there could be that somebody comes back from the past and they may be wanting to have a second chance, start something new. Or maybe there's like a cultivated idea that you may want to start something new, maybe even with somebody from the past, but you don't know if you can do that. With everything that you've been through, with everything that you've gone through, all the building and the growing, not growing up per se, but the building up of yourself, all that way. No way in hell would this card not come up because of that. Don't blame me whatsoever, Sagittarians, but look at your outcome for a second. You have the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups, that's a happiness, that's family, that's the happily ever after, and I feel like that's where you're trying to get to. Because you had this blissful feeling in the past here. It's about how do you make that happen again without having to go back to what happened, go back to this. Because I feel like maybe you want the past, but you don't want what happened in the past that ended this in the first place. You want to come from the situation. You want to cultivate a situation just like this. Beautiful, innocent, loving, just pure. But you do not want this pain that followed after. But that's the beautiful part about this, guys. You are in a better place, in a better situation now more than ever. The Wheel of Fortune, the Six of Cups reversed is telling you that. You've grown up since here. You've learned so much since then. You've got the Six of Cups here, which indicates the past, all the way to the present now, which is the Nine of Pentacles, where you're almost finished with the cycle. You have come such a very long way. And I would be surprised if you go into a situation and could do the same things again. But the thing is, this energy here, this Nine of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, even the Two of Swords in your future will definitely tell me that you won't be making the same things, making the same decisions before. Why? Because you are way more, you understand the dynamic of a relationship. You understand the empowerment that you need within that relationship. Perhaps there was a codependent thing here and you're more wiser about it, if whether you were the person that was codependent or someone else, right? You got way more experience, more than ever, to even tackle a situation like this. You're more than ready to take on a new relationship. So what's the resistance, and why, you know, and at the same time, why don't you just let your heart go for what it wants? Because you do, I feel like you do want a new adventure. You want something new and exciting. The Page of Wands came out when I was shuffling it, remember? And I feel like it's a new beginning just dying to happen. But it's based off of whether or not you are ready to take on this responsibility. That was, you know, take on this new journey, take on this new experience, this new life with what you know now. It's like the Fool card, but this time you got a bigger bag. Not necessarily saying that you have baggage, but you have more knowledge. You have new tools. You understand the extent of what your tools originally had. You're going into it knowing with what you know to do something differently. And I feel like right now, guys, you just have to, you know, not necessarily trust yourself, but to recognize you're always in control. You always have this ability to create whatever it is that you want. But then at the same time, there may be a warning with this reading saying that whatever you have going on with your ex is not finished yet. And I probably have no right to say this, but the Wheel of Fortune is here, the Six of Cups is here, the Devil is here, the Three of Swords is underneath that. Those are cards that would indicate the past and fate. That doesn't necessarily mean that's your destiny, but fate will always help us to decide what our destiny, or figure out what our destiny is. And I feel like this person is a serious soulmate if they're coming up like this. So let's go ahead and pull your Romance Angels card for this week. See what you guys got. And some of you guys do that Nine of Pentacles. If you guys haven't gotten to a place of if you guys haven't gotten to that place of stability, then you are getting to that place. That's, I mean, if you guys maybe like you're saying, like, you know, you're not quite at the Nine of Pentacles yet. Well, you're getting there. And it doesn't have to be financially. It could be spiritually too. Now look at the card that comes out with the Romance Angels. Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Huh. Very interesting. Didn't we just a little talk about that? Okay. I mean, no schnitzel, because I mean, we saw it coming. Three of Swords, Six of Cups. But you got two cards, Saggies. This time around, we're going to keep them. We're going to keep them. Uh-oh, I got the song playing in my head. Two hearts living in just one mind, living forever till the end of time. Hopefully y'all know Phil Collins and I'm not just being a weirdo. And I don't care. Shoot, I love Phil. But anyway, your Wisdom of the Oracle cards is Serendipity. Amen. Because what you got here in your reading was the Wheel of Fortune, which talks about luck anyway. And then you have the card here that definitely symbolizes luck. All right, this is the lucky card. Okay, and the fact here, Sagittarius, is that Jupiter, your planet, is in Scorpio right now. So a lot of things are going on within your 12th house. So yeah, there's a lot of expansion of what makes you feel uncomfortable, the restriction of your freedom, the ability to not be able to feel like, to not do and be you, and all those things. But there's a lot of emotional insecurities that may be coming up right now. This will require you to take risks, especially considering that Jupiter is now in the final degrees, the final 10 degrees of Scorpio, coming close to home. All those things that you weren't comfortable doing before, this is now putting them to the test. This is the definite test now. Seven of Wands, Nine of Pentacles. Your luck here is definitely behind you. Jupiter has your back. Your planet of luck and expansion is here to have your back. And right now, you're looking to create, you're looking to expand, you're looking to do things that bring wonder. But I feel like it starts with your love life. It starts with how you feel. It starts with how you feel. And it doesn't necessarily mean it has to start with a relationship. It has to start from yourself, obviously. Your love life comes from the home, which is from you. And if you have a good established love life within the self, you can be damn sure that you're going to be creating whatever the hell you want. That Sagittarius magic will be kicking off, and then you'll be creating buildings, which is a blink of an eye. And it's an exaggeration because I don't think that really can actually happen. It maybe could. Maybe a Sagittarius one day would invent a device that will make a building appear with just a couple blinks. But the situation here is seeing that luck is on your side. Take the risk that's necessary to go after what it is that you truly want. Don't be afraid, because you don't know that maybe a beautiful rainbow of cotton candy that is in ice cream will catch you. Who knows? Luck is on your side. Don't think the worst. Just believe and trust and go with it. Because I feel like you trusting you and loving you and going after what you want and creating what you want will bring back a person that you may thought has hurt you maybe at one point, or maybe that you hurt them. Maybe there was no mending of a bridge at all. Maybe there was no ending at all. But it gives you a fresh start with them, and you can start something new, if that's what you want. Or you can have a situation brand new, fresh, that gives you the feelings from a relationship from the past, that gives you the new opportunity that you're wanting to have with relationships, or with anything. Read it how it applies to you, of course.